give my cute little paper mache dress form a dress and a necklace. We're gonna get her all dressed up. So we're gonna give my paper mache dress form a dress. We are going to use Butterfly Dance. It's gonna be pretty. And I have Would You Bend already warming up. And for the base of her dress, we're gonna use Miss Lillian's in Peacock. Super pretty. All right, so I'm just gonna mix up my paint. Sometimes it's settled. So the reason I'm going to paint her first is so just on the off chance that our decoupage rips, does anything weird, let's just go ahead and have some color underneath, okay? So pouring this into there. Ta-da. So my idea is she's gonna have like a strapless dress. So we are going to kind of paint on her strapless dress first. So this is Peacock. It is a really pretty color. And I'm just gonna get it. We're gonna be able to just do one coat. I mean, that's amazing in one coat. So what we're doing is I am painting where we're going to put our decoupage. So I'm basically making the outline of her dress so that there's something, one, similar in color underneath our decoupage, just in the off chance that our paper rips or does anything weird. We would prefer it to have a similar color underneath, then be super stark. And then it's also gonna kind of help guide me where to go. And to be very clear, I have not yet decoupaged a dress form. So we're gonna see how this goes. This is all new. I don't think it's gonna be perfectly smooth. We're gonna have some lumps and bumps, some texture. It's gonna, just like she does, she has all that stuff because she's paper mache. Okay. So we have her dress. Look, it's painted on. Beautiful dress. I really do like that color though. It's a really gorgeous color. Now, I have this Would You Bend. See how pretty it is? I have a whole bucket of Would You Bend that is broken. Like, see, it's not. But I can use it for other things. So it's going to be her necklace. Look at that. All right. That's going to be awesome. So what we're going to do, it's super hot right now. I'm going to just set it here and we're going to paint it the color we want it, and then we're going to heat it up again while this is drying. So the main color I'm going to paint this is Southern Junkers Mother Nature. So that's this color. See how it kind of coordinates? It's going to be a pretty necklace. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I'm just going to use a tiny art brush so that I don't have to pour this paint anywhere. And I like to paint my Would You Bend before it's on her, because then I don't have to worry about getting this color paint on that color paint. I can just kind of get this on there. Next to me, I have my skillet. It's on. It's an electric skillet. And my Would You Bend is on the skillet so that when it is time for me to use it, it's already nice and heated up and ready to be glued into position. So here we go. We're mostly done with the first color of her necklace. And we're going to do the trim of her dress too. And I think it's going to be this color, because I think this color is super pretty. and matches her dress without being like too matchy. Okay. So now that this has cooled, it's hardened again, but that's no big deal. Once it warms back up, we will be able to manipulate it again. So look at how that looks with that. That's going to be pretty, okay? So now I'm going to put this over here and let it warm up and dry. I'm actually going to turn my heat down a tiny bit. Then I have these, like, look, it's a baby rope trim, and I'm going to use the baby rope trim to go around her dress. So we probably need, let's do a little bit more than we need. Go here. So now that it's hot, we can just pop like that. So again, I'm going to paint this while it's not on her, and then pop it back on the heat. And then she's actually starting to dry, so then we can move to our next step on her. This way we're not wasting time watching her dry. We're not going to have to be super careful with our trim. We're just going to be able to move right from one thing to the next. It's going to go back over here onto our electric skillet. And it's going to heat up, it's going to dry, it's going to do all the things it needs to do over there. So now, she is just about dry. I'm going to grab my top coat. So this fancy gal here, her dress is going to be butterfly dances, which is, if you're unfamiliar, this paper by Grace on Design. She is still a little bit wet, so we're just going to dry her. We're going to be careful. I just healed from the last time I used my heat gun. That should do. A little wet. Well, let's figure out our paper. So, we need enough to wrap this way and to there. So we need like that much. I know, that was very technical, but it's the only way I can really think to do it. So I think it's going to be best for me to start here, and we can go back in and like cut the shape. So let's get the paper on first. This is going to be the hardest area, so I think we should just tackle the hardest bit first. That's how I do things, because then it's out of the way, right? If you see the hardest part for last, then you're worried about it the whole time. All right. So that was just top coat, just a water-based top coat. That looks to be center. Now let's just I don't think this is not going to be like a super smooth kind of decoupage. Like I said in the beginning, this is going to, no matter what, be more of a textured look. But that's kind of cool. Look, if we kind of pinch it, it could look like grouching. I'm not quite used to letting paper be textured, but I think it's going to work out. It is certainly different than what I do. I just need a little more top coat. Alright, so this is her dress so far. We're not quite done because all of this is extra. So let's cut away what we don't need. Alright, it's starting to take shape. Totally starting to take shape. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just kind of patting, excuse me, the paper into some of the top coat. There's definitely texture. I'm going to take this little tiny bit off. But the texture is kind of cool. At least on this project. Sometimes it drives me nuts. But it's starting to look like a dress. Okay. Now, I have a flat edge razor. It's okay. We'll fix it. I cut too low on her bust line. That's why we have paint though. And we're gonna put wood bend anyway. But now at least it's the shape. Okay, we're gonna fix this. We are gonna fix that. But let's sneak some more top coat underneath here. I guess the kind of decoupage I'm doing now is a little bit more akin to like actual, like paper mache kind of. I'm not waiting for it to dry before I necessarily put the top coat in certain spots. It has a texture to it. It's a little bit different than I would do on a like a furniture project. All right, so her dress is starting to look super cool. Super fun, super fun. So now I want to add the trim there. So remember we have the wood bend heating up. So when I put wood glue on, I like to use like super cheapy artist brush that you get in like a little kid's pack of like 10 for $1. Okay. This one is actually even rough. It's already janky. I don't have to worry about it. And no big deal. So I'm going to put some wood glue right around here along the bust line because that's where we're going to start. And I'm just going to follow it down. We're going to work quick because I don't want my glue to dry before we have a chance to get our wood bend on it. Our glue is on. I have old lace. I know, you're like, what the heck does she need old lace for? I have a plan. Let's give her like a skirt. Look. Won't that be cool? My wood bend is heating up, so now I'm cutting her a skirt. before you have a heart attack that this is old lace, I promise there is holes all over it. The only thing I just did is I probably didn't cut it as straight as I wanted to. But I just get excited to do things. The good news is it's longer than what I needed. Let's see. If we go like that, then I only need to there. Look at how cute she's becoming. This is such a fun project. If you guys have the chance to go to your Hobby Lobby and get one of these, this is super fun. We're gonna glue this around like that. And then I can trim it and we'll put like a belt. Okay, all right, we're gonna put this around her like that, and then we're gonna give her a belt. That's what I think we're doing. But her top part, let's put the trim on here before this glue dries. So we're going right around to trim that off. But see, obviously it's like rigid. So we're going to, let's just put some more glue here for this piece. And this glue dries clear. So we're gonna run a little bit more glue on her bust. And then we're gonna heat this up. See, now we're gonna lay like a double layer. So that's gonna go tight to there, to there, to there. Now we fixed where you could see the paint. I'm gonna wrap this double right around her back. So we just gotta sneak a tiny bit more glue here so I didn't go all the way around her back with the glue. And then we'll just press this down. So your heat gun also helps when you've been set into your glue. And then like these little bits, they're gonna dry clear. So no big deal. Now, let's attach her skirt. And I'm gonna take this woodgie bin because it is going to be her belt. Well, I just broke it, but see, we're gonna use it as the belt. So I'm gonna heat this up and stop breaking it. That'd be cool of me. Stop breaking things, Heather. All right. So let's paint glue where we're going to attach her skirt. Probably if I had like a glue gun glue, that would work too, but I have wood glue in front of me, so that's what we're using, okay? If you have a glue gun at home, a hot glue gun, that would also work for this part. Okay. Now we'll press it into the glue. Oh, look how cute! Look, look, look. Now we're gonna put a belt. Let's do her necklace while her belt is heating up. holding it so that as it dries, it's drying to the form that we want it to. And now I think at the corners, we need to just sneak a little bit more glue. Like underneath here a little bit. Underneath there, believe it or not. And like just like over here. We're just gonna do the glue. Again, it's going to dry clear, so I'm not overly concerned. It's still a little warm, so it's gonna let me do the things. So we're gonna hold it. Do you love it? Isn't this fun? Can you believe that this is my job? What? I get to show you guys how to have fun with stuff that you have left over from furniture. Oh, wait, oh, is it too late to move this down? Let's see. Let's maybe move, yeah. Just trying to move that one even with that shoulder. Now that I'm looking at it, there it goes, that's better. Now it's even. Making sure everything is touching. Alright. I think that's good, but as it dries, if I see a spot that's not amazing, I can go back and hit it with the glue heat gun and add some more glue. But let's just let that for a second. Her belt is now pliable, so we're gonna add that. I feel like her belt is gonna be the same color as like this though. I don't want her belt to be like super matchy. So let's make her belt Peacock. You guys have been with me the whole time, so I want you guys to see me at least get her belt on. And then any final touches I'll do, and then I'll photograph her, okay? But this way you guys can see her at least be like all the way dressed. And then the rest is probably gonna have to be a surprise. But it's gonna be awesome. I'm loving her so far. I'm going to paint that so that you can't see the break. And mind you guys, like all of this are leftover bits from other projects. Leftover lace, leftover woodgie bin. All this woodgie bin is coming from like my broken woodgie bin pile from other things. So this is where we're leaving off for today, but she's super amazing, and I can't wait to surprise you with where she ends up. All right,